We've already established that 2018 is going to be a fabulous year, right?
Right.
And if you were not here last Sunday, I talked a lot about some of the steps that we're going to be going through during this year, so you might want to hit that up on YouTube. It's called New Steps. It's a great service. So, the theme for this year is relationships. 2017, we planted a lot of seeds. Now we get to tend them. Now we get to tend our seeds as they grow. How we treat our seeds will be how we treat one another. Ooh. Our relationships reflect back to us the thoughts we hold about ourselves. So, this year is about relationships numerologically. It's a 2-year. It's about our relationships with everything, with one another, with God, with self, with life, with growth, with expansion. And we see in our personal relationships things mirrored back to us, things that we need to work on and change. So, we are looking at relationships this year. We will be revising them. We'll be redesigning them so that our relationship with ourselves, with God, with one another will get better. Then all of our relationships with our new beginnings that we planted last year will thrive. Is this something that sounds like fun? Okay, so here we go. I want to offer the message today in the way that Spirit gave it to me. This is something that's different, so hang with me, okay? All right. Now, oftentimes I do not address the humanistic side of life because I see us all as children of God. But today I am. We're going to talk about the humanistic side of life and the metaphysical aspects of life. And I know that you love to hear somebody else's words, so I'm going to read somebody else's words for you. As human beings, I just want to set the stage. As human beings, we really don't know what the motivating factor of any person is, do we? And this is from, of course, one of my new fun books that I love to read. Many authors contributed to this. So on page 100, it says, when fear, anger, or other discordant emotions typify the environment, when fear, anger, or other discordant emotions typify the environment, biologically we go into protection mode, and the need for safety dominates unconscious decision making. Okay, so when we feel threatened or we have fear, we have anything along those lines, unconscious decision making, protection dominates that. Risk-taking shrinks, and decisions are motivated by self-preservation. Ethics are compromised, but where we trust and sense support and belonging, we have stability, and creativity flourishes. Collectively, we can co-create new solutions while navigating chaos, if we have a sense of stability, support, and belonging. Okay? Wonderful words, not new words. I want to walk with you, I want you to walk with me through a humanistic look at our world. And trust me, we're going to go metaphysical, but I want you to walk with me. Will you do that? Yes. All right. Chris Posito, Cheryl's son, posted a little thing on Facebook. And I don't normally watch a lot of the little things that are posted, but for some reason Spirit asked me to. You all may have seen it. I'm going to share it with you. It appeared to be a group of college students who were in a religious gathering. You know, you could tell they were all, they were being filmed. But you know how college kids are, they're all goofing off and cutting up. I couldn't get any ID on any of the clothing they were wearing to know who they were or what they were doing. But they were being lined up to run a race, and they're goofing off, girl. It's every race, male, female, it's just like a bunch of kids. And there may have been 60 or to 100 of them. I didn't count, but there was a lot of them. And so the leader lined them up on the race. How many have seen it? Okay, a couple. The leader lines them up on the race at the starting line, and this is what he says. I'm just going to read it for you. We are racing for a $100 bill. The winner of the race takes the 100. Before I say go, I'm going to make a couple of statements. If those statements apply to you, I want you to take 2 steps forward. If those statements don't apply to you, stay where you are at. Where you are at, that may tell us the part of the country they're from, I don't know. he said this. Take 2 steps forward if both of your parents are still married. And I'm telling you, these kids took giant steps. They weren't like little girl steps. They were huge leaping steps forward. And it was a huge field. So take 2 steps forward if your parents are married. Take 2 steps forward if you grew up with a father figure in the home. 2 steps forward if you had access to a private education. 2 steps forward if you had access to a free tutor while you were growing up. 2 steps forward if you never had to worry about your cell phone being shut off. 2 steps forward if you never had to help your mom or dad with the bills. 2 steps forward if it wasn't because of your athletic ability, you don't have to pay for college. In other words, they're on scholarship. Not athletic. 2 steps forward if you never wondered where your next meal was coming from. At the end of this, the kids were scattered through the field. Some of them had taken 2 steps with every question. Some of them had only gotten 2 steps with 1 or 2. And there were probably 15 still on the starting line. And it was amazing to see that the ones on the starting line were of every race. There were male and female, Latino, African American, white, maybe 15. And they hadn't moved. And they were filming them. And one of them was looking quite uncomfortable because he could not step forward with these questions. Then the man said, I want you guys up here in the front to turn around and look. So everybody turned and looked at the people behind them, the vast array of people in different positions. Every statement I've made has nothing to do with anything any of you have done. Has nothing to do with decisions you have made. Everything I said has nothing to do with what you've done. We all know these people up here in the front have a better opportunity to win the $100. Does that mean that the people at the back can't race? No. We would be foolish not to realize that we have been given more opportunity. We don't want to recognize we've been given a head start, but the reality is that we have. Now there's no excuse. They still got to run their race, you still got to run your race. But whoever wins the $100, I think it would be extremely foolish if you do not utilize this and learn more about someone else's story. Because the reality is, if this was a fair race and everybody was back on that line, I guarantee you that some of these African American dudes would smoke all of you. And it's only because you have this big of a head start that you are possibly going to win this race called life. This is a picture of life, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing you have done in the past has put you in the lead. You are where you are. And when I say go, go. And he did, and they ran. And they all ran, and some of the dudes in the back were going for it. You know, and somebody won the $100. And then the picture showed them all in a prayer circle. It was a church. And they were trying just to bring to realization things that most of us take for granted. I believe the reason Spirit wanted me to share this is, and in a humanistic point of view, in our worldly eyes, we are so unaware of how one of these little statements might affect us. I would not have been far off the line with those questions. I would have been pretty close to the line, to the back. You know, some of you might have been all the way out at the front. Humanistically, in the paradigm of matter, these things do affect us because we are interacting with the world. And this is what Spirit wanted me to say. The worldview always looks at the condition of our birth. Metaphysically, we look at the choice of our birth. We look at the choice of our birth. Every one of these people, no matter what they answered to, they were responding to a condition that they chose to be born into before they came. We have lessons to learn. We have things we want to experience. So they chose to come into this family or that family, to have this experience or that experience, to get rid of hard karma early, to move quickly into greater experiences. Choices that were made. In this lifetime, we can look at all of our brothers and sisters, and we do not know what they're trying to learn, do we? They may be on the back line, or they may be on the front line. We just don't know. But we are all experiencing matter. We stand where we stand by our lessons to learn. And this is what Spirit said. Regardless of our viewing point, metaphysical or humanistic, these are the conditions that all of us, are walking through in the world of matter. In this, if we have fear, lack, survival, maybe this is how we are learning. Maybe each of us created this to make us stronger. Maybe if we chose a challenged birth, maybe we did that so we'd be more balanced and turn to God. If you have nothing to support you, sometimes you turn to God younger. Those on the front of the line, maybe they created a young life of support because they wanted to deal with deep interpersonal relationships. I don't want to deal with the matter. I want to get my healing in the deep interpersonal relationships. Maybe they wanted to get it on a physical level. Maybe they wanted to get it in being challenged in their achievements. We don't know. We don't know why they chose what they chose. Every single person crafted this foundational condition for what they wanted to accomplish. Can you hear that? They crafted it for what they wanted to accomplish. When we can understand that we cannot make our conditions equal. Right now in this world, we cannot make everyone's conditions equal. It would be unfair of us to do that because we crafted these conditions for us to learn. But when we can recognize that there's the quality of our brother man is still child of God, that they have chosen this, and we can learn to respect what they have chosen, to recognize their space and honor the Christ in them. This is the greatest gift we can give them. Honoring their Christ helps activate the spark within them. When you look at someone and go, wow, you chose that. My, you can do it. You must have chosen it for a reason. I respect and love and honor you. I respect that in you. Wouldn't have been my choice for you, but I would respect that in you. Do you see? How many of us who would not have gotten far off the line, how many of you would not have gotten far off the line? A good many of you. Okay. How many of you wanted, when you were a young person, to have somebody come and save you? My hand's still up here. I wanted someone to come and recognize my goodness. Please somebody see me. Please somebody see me. Please somebody help me. Please somebody give me just a helping hand would be great. I would love a helping hand. Anybody got a helping hand? I'm ready. Oh no, nose to the grindstone. Keep working. Just keep working, Cindy. Nose to the grindstone. You got to do it by yourself. But no. Still wake up and do it by yourself. What was I learning? Self-reliance. I was learning self-reliance, and I was learning to trust God. I was learning to trust God. I didn't want to learn it that way, but did I want to learn it that way? I learned it, and I learned it young. I learned it young. My hand was up. I wanted help. So, do you think if somebody had come to you when you were young and said, I behold the Christ in you. You are so clever. Look what you created. You're going to be fabulous. You're going to accomplish everything that you set about to accomplish. I see it for you. Don't you think you would have taken a breath and gone, yippers. I don't know anybody else could walk in these shoes of mine. I'm so clever. We would take pride in the life we've created for ourselves. Okay. Recognizing their space and honoring the Christ is the greatest gift. When you have shared your light and given them this gift and honored them, then you move into the space of empathy. And this is what I wanted to share with you today. This is so fabulous. When Spirit was talking with me about this, I did a reading for one of my clients, and he was doing a workshop, and they just started talking to him. I said, please, can I please borrow this? And he said, sure. Empathy is the fabric that allows us to be in oneness without asking us to change. Empathy is the fabric that lets us be in oneness, exactly where we are. So the world says change and we'll accept you. If you're in poverty, go to school. You'll do better. You need to change. If you're struggling with something, society says, do it my way. We'll accept you. And maybe your lesson is different. Maybe you need to do it your way. Maybe it's different. Empathy says you are okay. You can do this, your life, your way. And I can love you right where you are. And I can find commonality with you because we're both children of God. Can you guys feel that? We don't have to know their soul karma. We don't have to know their soul choices. We don't have to know anything about them to love them. Because we are not here to judge why they chose what they chose. We are here to love them while they flourish, while they achieve, while they become greater. So, accepting with full love. Creating safety. Remember what the author in The Impulsions of the Cosmos said. When there is not safety, our decisions are based on protection. But if I can create a space of safety with my fellow man, anyone one-on-one, anyone who may not be living my life or may be living the life I used to live or may be living your life, but if I can create a space of safety with them, how powerful is this? Safety creates a sense of oneness. I don't need to save them. I need to create a space of safety with them. Between us there is safety. I don't need to save you and I cannot save you. But between us there is safety. And in that safety we are one and you do not have to change anything to be in that space with me. Are you all kind of hearing? Okay. Because we are in a world of matter. We're in a world of matter. And don't you want to help everybody? Oh my goodness. Someone said to me, Cindy, why do you always baby these young moms with kids? I want to help them. Why? I was a young single mom with a kid. I know. Why do you always favor this? If there's a particular issue that you're going through that was hard for me, oh, I'm all over you. You're always going, why does Cindy care about that? Because I don't want you to feel what I felt. But the reality is, I can't save you. I can hug you and love you and say, baby, you can make it. You're going to learn something great. I know you're going to live through this, because I did. I lived through it. You're going to live through this. I got you. But I can't save you. You know? I trust you are okay. I trust you are okay. I can love you where you are, but not change you. And everyone, we all are human. We have common experiences. You all realize that. Every single person in this room and every single person that walks the earth will have their heart broken. Everybody will. You'll have your heart broken at some point. Most of us, it's young, when we're little. You know, when I have a client who's never had their heart broken, that's in their 30s, I go, oh my, it's going to be rough. Because it's coming. We all have that. We have those experiences. We all will feel the touch of God at some time, in some way. All of us, doesn't matter of faith, we'll feel that beautiful energy. Maybe a minute moment, but you'll feel it. We're human, we're God's children. So we all have these common things, and we will all desire something we feel we cannot have. All of us will have that. And that's the impetus for growth. When we really think we are in this sea of humanity, we're in this beautiful sea of matter to grow our spiritual self and nature, and we take the eyes of, yeah, that does not look good to you. If you don't have electricity, if you do not have food, do you not know my heart's going out to you? I am praying for you because I want your physical needs met. I may not be able to meet them, but my heart's going out to you. I wouldn't want anyone to have these experiences that they're having because they would not feed my soul. But yet, do I have a right to have an opinion? No. I have a right to love. I have a right to trust. I have a right to believe you're going to be better and happier and love. There's always common ground. And if we make people feel safe first, you're safe with me. Many, many, many years ago, there was many years ago, this is ancient history, I got my hands on a sheet of paper that had a teacher had been asking kindergartners, I think, or little children, what love was. And I've never forgotten this. This little creature said, "It's when my name is safe in your mouth."
Yeah.
Now, who would put those words together but a little mind? Love is when my name is safe in your mouth. That's love. Very powerful. Very powerful. You won't hurt me. You won't harm me. You won't speak ill to me. Very powerful. So, there is a story in the aquarium. I won't read it. I'll just paraphrase it for you. Jesus and the disciples were walking into a village, a town, and there was a blind man who'd been blind from birth, and he was begging. And someone asked, should we heal him? And Jesus said, well, we could. And then one of his disciples said to him, well, Jesus, if we heal his blindness, they said to Jesus, why is he blind? And he said, he's blind because in another lifetime he willfully put out the eyes of another man. And now this is his payment for having taken someone's vision. He's blind. And then his disciples said to him, well, if you heal him, will we be erasing and forgiving his debt that he has? And you know what Jesus said? No, we will not. If we heal him, if he is healed and he wants his sight, he will have to pay his debt in a different way. Now, if you've taken somebody's eyes out, what might you do in a different way? You might open eyes. You might become a teacher. You might help people see more clearly. Is that an easier way than walking around blind? Yes. And he did heal him. And the man was hauled into court because it was, of course, a Sabbath. He was Jewish. How dare he let somebody heal him on a Sabbath? And who was this man that healed him? And the blind man, now with sight, said to the leaders of the church that he had been a part of all those years, how could you not know who he is? He healed my eyes. I can see you. He must be a man of God. How do you not know him, men of God? And they said to him, if you talk that way anymore, we're going to kick you out of the church and you won't belong anymore. And he said, fine. I see clearly. I see clearly. You are not what you say you are. And I will go where the truth is. And Jesus actually sought him out, and it's a beautiful, several chapter story with his relationship with this man. But I want you to hear again, anytime any of us, any of our brothers, we can all shift to do it differently. We can have our lessons without the pain if we choose. But if our brother chooses, we don't get a vote. Do you understand what I'm saying? The only vote you get is prayer, sending light, sending love, sending compassion. You know, I was speaking with my client about situations of empathy, and there had just been the flood, and many people had lost their houses. And it's like, I can't build their house, but I can buy them a soda. I can send water. If they were here, I could sit with them and pray with them. I'd hug them. You know, we do what we can do. And do you know what? I'm going to tell you this. If you've had something that dramatic where your life is just upside down, do you know how a soda is? It's heaven. It's heaven. I was in public once when I was about 19. Something I won't even go into it, had happened in my world. I was upside down, inside out, and destroyed. And a little girl on crutches was coming across the street, and she saw me crying on the side of a building in the middle of God and everybody. And she said, do you want this Coke? I just bought it and I can't walk with it with my crutches. I bawled. And I took that soda, and it was the manna from heaven for me. Because somebody from heaven reached to me and said, you're going to be okay, kid. No one could heal what I was going through in that moment. Nobody could heal it. But that reach out to the crying girl in the corner, I've never forgotten. That was how many years ago? I've never forgotten it. Empathy. Empathy. Where I know we live in this world together, and matter is an illusion anyway, and boy, did you create something interesting. Woohoo! Good for you. Now, I want to create this. Empathy. Can you all feel that beautiful love? And can you finally feel Your love for your brother is more powerful than your saving your brother. Because he's going to have to create it again. He's going to have to learn it again. If he's not ready to recreate it in a new way, you can't recreate it for them. And some of us have hard jobs where we have to see that a lot, where we have to be exposed to it a lot. Paths that we would not have picked for somebody. But do you wonder that maybe you're there for a reason? That maybe you're there to hold that light? To see someone in a higher way? To let them know, it's just matter. It's just matter. It's just matter. You'll be okay. You'll be okay. This year, we will be metaphysicalizing our human experiences. Because in reality, it's all spirit. Let's go with it. Oh, just take a breath. Feel that beautiful love of God just engulfing you. Allow your focus to feel your heart. And I want you just to feel you for a second. And I want you to imagine that you can see yourself standing in a beautiful space. And someone in your family or your immediate environment steps forward. This is a person you know. Let them come forward. And I want you to realize how what you think you know about them filters how you see them. Look at how the world sees them and realize it affects how you see them. Can you see it? Now strip it away and look at them. Just strip it away. And see their Christ. See their spirit. See the powerful being they are. And honor that for a moment. I behold the Christ in you. And you are safe with me. And now see in the expanded energy of their body, just see all the details you just coming back in, all the way the world sees them, the way they are in matter. Just feel all that coming back in. But notice it does not cover the energy of their heart. I honor the journey you have chosen. You are my brother, and I love you. So I send you love to accomplish all you need to accomplish. Powerful child of God. And I let you go now and just see the angel come and lift this person out. Lift this person out. Feel the love of God pouring through you. I choose to see with new eyes. And I am at peace. Take a breath. Let your focus come back to the chair, back to this room. Feel the gratitude of the person you just honored coming back to you in your field. I am a child of God. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. You have now blessed someone that's important to you. Were you surprised who came up? If you can do that with someone that you are attached to, that you are opinionated with or have agreements with, how easy would it be to do that with the world? where we're just loving our brothers and sisters. You ready for new relationships?
Yes.
All right. You're the children of God. Shine your light. So it is.